Have you ever played a game from one of your favorite genres for 20 minutes and said, "This game is not bad, but I think I'll save it for later"? Well, let me tell you that you can remove it from your backlog, cause I doubt that you will touch it again. You can take that as a challenge. Go play the game you have been pretending you will get back to. If it works, you're welcome. Or you can ask me why. Well, just because a game exists that has all the checklists in order to enter your comfort zone doesn't mean it will become part of it eventually. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know it sounds obvious, you won't love every video game of the same genre you like, but what I'm trying to say is that even when there is a game that you appreciate the art style, the gameplay and music, it doesn't mean it will have that spark to hook you in. And it's very curious when that happens, cause you can't really blame the game for it. You can't really say anything is bad about it for you to hate it, cause you are not even passionate enough about it in a negative way to rant about what's wrong. Indifferent enough that you cannot really say that you were bored playing it, but also can't really express that you had fun with it either. So, it's just me then? Okay, sorry. This is not about planting the seed of existential crisis in your mind. It's about burnout. Kind of. A word you're probably tired of, either because the algorithm fed you with nothing but burnout videos for 5 years, or because your coworker uses it to sound deep while complaining about the same shit you both do. I can boil it down that you are in burnout of gaming as a whole, and while you can have your fair reasons about it considering how AAA companies act nowadays, I believe that you're just burnt out from playing the same game, just reskin over and over and so on. And before you torture me down, I'm not implying that every game is just a copy of another game. What I'm trying to say here is, do you feel like you play certain games because they are fun but also act as a service of individual parts of your whole concept of fun? Here, let me put it simply with examples. Let's say you play Marvel Rivals because you like the fast-paced gameplay and the character design, and the new season of Overwatch comes out and you're eager to try it, but then when you play for a few matches you say, yeah, I think I'll play this later, and that doesn't happen. Why? It's simply because you already have a game that gives you the same amount of fast-paced fun before you wanted to try a new one. And with this, I'm not saying that you shouldn't play both. Is that inevitably you will play one more than the other, or simply completely stop playing one of those for a very long time or ever again. I guess it's like trying to meet a person that is a hardcore fan of both Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. Do you know anyone like that? Cause I don't. But what about the games that are on live service? Those games that you can play one, finish it, and then jump onto the next one. Okay. Tell me if you relate with this. Have you ever played a game that you know has existed since your childhood but just pick it up now? One game that you always heard good stuff about it, and also it definitely aims to be on your comfort zone, but you play it a lot of time later and you didn't like it. And just boiling down to, I didn't grow up with this game, so I don't have nostalgia for it. For me, that game was the original Spyro trilogy. I always liked Crash more, and even I like one of the Spyro games on the PS2, but when it comes to the original trilogy or the remake, I just can't get into them. And they are not bad games either, but I was not having fun playing them, despite being 3D platformers, one of my favorite genres. Something that I can also say about Banjo-Kazooie, funny enough. And again, I don't think those are bad games, they are just not my games. And sometimes that's hard to accept, especially when everything on paper says you should love this. But this also doesn't happen with all games. I can name a ton of games that if I do an analytical breakdown of stuff that the game has on paper, I should love those games, but on execution, I just don't really have fun playing. Cause you can enjoy a video game for one thing in particular, but if that thing is not as fun to carry the rest of things that makes it boring for you, then yeah, you will drop it for granted. So what do you do? Well, here's the thing that people tend to forget. Repetition breeds apathy. It's like eating your favorite food every day for over a year. There will be a point in which you will be just very tired of it. And even if you can go back and replay some older games you love, it's not something you can do very often. Not only because you will get tired of them eventually, but also if you played enough games, it's likely that your comfort zone just changes. And that's okay. But what's not okay is pretending that you are still excited just because the genre or the developer or the trailer or the internet based on your conscious preferences tell you that you should be. That's why I think half of the people what call burnout isn't even burnout. We think we are broken because we are not feeling something we used to feel, when in reality we just have grown of it. Our expectations shifted, our habits changed, and we have been feeding ourselves the same loop of games hoping it will suddenly feel new again. And those who stand out sometimes can bring you a nostalgic value out of them to enjoy them, and other times give you an actual new and meaningful experience that you don't even mind is a game that isn't part of your comfort zone, which maybe will suddenly become your new zone of comfort, a zone in which you not only play video games you enjoy, but also you watch YouTube videos of the topic while doing so, videos in which you leave a like and a subscription to them. Shameless. Because escaping burnout doesn't always mean quitting games. Sometimes it just means giving them the permission to surprise you again. Allow yourself to be bored sometimes by not playing games, or do some tedious stuff to have gaming as a reward. And I'm not here to tell you to delete your backlog entirely and just start playing games that look like a vomit when you look at them. Pick something that you are somehow interested in and give it a go. Especially despite what the internet says about it. People sometimes, more than try to enjoy games, they prevent playing some depending on what a CEO or a random developer said about consumers, politics, and whatnot in the news. Sadly, there isn't anywhere written in stone that our favorite video games were made by good and coherent human beings. Just talented ones. Like, come on, back in the day we judged games based on if the code was looking cool or not, and now some people need a thesis to pick up a game on sale for $5 of a game with the base price of $60. Fun isn't always instant. Sometimes it's a slow burn, sometimes it's hidden behind something you don't think you will enjoy, and sometimes it's just wanting for you to stop looking for that hook and just play. Your favorite games didn't become as such because you knew beforehand playing them that they would be. It's about giving them a chance and wait till later on if they left you a positive lasting impression. It's about how obsessed you become with them and not only discuss those games with both praise and criticism. Or well, that's how it should be as long as you don't become a blinding fan, I don't know. And even those games that leave a lasting negative impression are worth considering when it comes to picking up stuff that are totally opposite than what you hate. And if everything fails, you should ask yourself if you are bored because you don't enjoy certain games anymore or just because you feel alone playing them. Because at the end of the day, there are even tons of games that we can discuss how mediocre they are or not, but may those become your favorites due to the shared experience you had on them, rather than what the game itself has to offer for you anymore. And if this video gave you anything, even just the motivation to uninstall that one game you align yourself about, then hey, you're welcome. I hope you liked this video and I will see you in the next one.